to our students, and we're like, okay, because we'll have.
And my wife, I just broke down. I said,
hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Who are you? I am your host, Dr. Leah. Today is Friday. It's been a week and a half, like a whole year's work kind of just congested itself in one day. But it's one of those days where we normally say, wow, thank God it's Friday, even though it has been I wouldn't say it was a negative week. I would say it was positive, busy, hectic, positively, because then you kept on toes. And I really enjoyed the week, yes, but it was, one of those weeks where you feel like, wow, I need 10 people around me to start and to, begin to do things. And but anyway, today we are going to be going to the UK. I can see my guest has just arrived. It has been also a hurdle to technology is just as good as human beings, people. So let's we are so grateful for every technology. We are grateful for every time it can work, and we are grateful that we can always stream live, and we can always still bring ourselves up and running, as much as the technology sometimes can also disappoint. So it doesn't matter where you are at, sometimes it's just what it is. So today we are in UK, and today we are going to meet a very, very powerful lady from the UK. She has actually was it last week or a week before, she actually received an award from the mayor of her region. And that means she's been doing great and awesome job, awesome work. She's been empowering a lot of people in her region for her to be recognized by the mayor. And that says that, there's sometimes we do things and we think that, oh, it's just small, there is no impact to it, because maybe our definition of our expectation is not like coming, it's not forthcoming, or it's not visible, or it's not real to us. But at the end of the day, there are people backstage who are watching every step. They're watching you. They're watching what you're doing. So you never know who is watching. And I'm very sure for her, it was a big, huge surprise. I mean, come on, people. Imagine a mayor of your region giving you an award for what you're doing. And it's, I believe she's not a politician. She is just a normal person like you and me, an entrepreneur like every other entrepreneur, just serving her community diligently. So with that said, I will not take up much time, so that she will be able to come up and we can get to meet her. We can get to know who she is. We can get to understand what she does and how she does it. And, for us to be able to learn, this month is just to give us motivation, is to empower us, is to encourage each and every one of us who will be watching live, watching replays, so that you can know as you jump into 2021. This time round, people are jumping into 2021 by themselves. There will be no shouting. There will be no crowds. There will be nothing. It will be you and your vision and your mission and your goals. What is it that you have begun to set out there for 2021? You have learned, you have mastered in 2020 to know how to jump into 2021 strong, powerful, to know that it doesn't matter what situation we find ourselves in, 2021, we will knock it down just as we did with 2020. It was a year, but still, it is a year that so many people also have been able to do a lot. And in fact, many people have prospered and they've even built empires only in this year. Why? Because it was you and you alone. So 2021, it will also be you, your vision, your mission, and your goals. So without due respect, I will bring our guests up so that we can get to meet her and know her. Hello, how are you?
Hey, we made it. Looks like we made it.
We made it. You know what I learned this week? I learned even in the hect and in the moments where you feel like it is rising up, the temperatures are rising up, you stay calm
Yes.
and you allow God to do his thing. We
Yes.
plan, but sometimes when we are hacked and we are scared and we are nervous, he moves in and he says, you know what? Even when you think you have control, you don't. So let me set the stage for you. And this is what he has done for us today, right?
Yes, definitely.
So welcome, Tanya, to our show today. Thank you. This is Who Are You Show. And I'm so glad to have you on this show. Why? Because the first time we were supposed to be having you on, you were sick, then we had to cancel. Then there was a lot of in between to, get a spot for you. And then today, when you were just about to come in, everything will look like you will not be able to make it because the technology wanted to let us down. And all of a sudden, there you are. So it is something that I really, really appreciate. I don't take for granted because time is money for everybody. And I'm so glad that we are having you today because I'm very sure it's going to be a great talk. It's going to be a great discussion, getting to know you, to know what you do, to know how you do it and how you've impacted your community, because to the extent of your mayor to recognize you, for me, it's something, it's big. People get recognition from bigger platforms, by your neighbor is
Yes.
always that thing where we don't get. And a mayor of your region is like your neighbor. And if they can recognize you before an international mayor recognizes you, then it is something that proves that you're really, doing great things in your community. So without further ado, please tell us, who are you?
Thank you, first of all, Leah, for inviting me onto your show. It's absolutely fantastic. It's an honor to be here. And yes, it looked like we weren't going to make it, but we persevered because we don't give up. We're not women that give up. We're like, yes, we can do this. So thank you so much. So who am I? I am Tarnya Coley. I'm from Manchester, England, and I am a coach, a personal development coach. I'm a Les Brown certified speaker and an author. But before all of that, I used to be a lecturer in health and social care. And I did that for 15 years. And then in 2018, I decided to take a risk, hand in my notice and go on this entrepreneurial journey. So yes, that is me, Leah.
Wow, awesome. From lecturer to entrepreneurship, and it's quite a big step because you've been doing lecturing for at least 15 years and more, and that is a very comfortable feeling because you have your students or your clients or your wherever, however we would like to call them, but still it was a comfortable thing to take that leap of faith and get into entrepreneurship. Tell us a little bit, is coaching something that you had aspired to do, or is it something that was triggered by something else?
That's a great question, Leah. It was triggered because with lecturing and teaching the students, I absolutely love that. I love to help them along their journey, getting their assignments in their dissertation. And I also used to ask them, what are your personal goals? What else do you want to achieve? And they used to say, oh, we want to do X, Y, and Z. And I used to help them. And that just triggered me thinking, this is my purpose, is to help people to get unstuck and fine tune their vision and be unstoppable as they pursue their goals. That is me. And I decided I need to do this on my terms. So I couldn't do it whilst at work to my full potential. So I decided, you know what? I am going to pursue this full time. And that was January 2018.
Wow. It's not that long. 2018 was just the other day. And, look at you getting the awards from your mayor. Awesome job. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Wow. Awesome. So talk to us a little bit about your journey. there must be a lot of things other than just the passion, of having being a lecturer. There was also something that, made you choose, the niche that you are in coaching, because coaching is huge and you've chosen a particular niche. And there must be a reason why you chose that niche. Talk to us about that journey.
Well, I'm going to try and break it down into a little bit because it's a big journey, but I'm going to give you some key nuggets that I did along the way. So my journey starts with my mom. She had me when she was 16 years old. And in the 70s, that was a very big taboo to have a baby at 16 and to in the 70s and not being married. So her dad kicked her out of the house, her boyfriend left her. And that was her journey, her start. And when I look at the life of my mom and all that she achieved and all that she persevered and went through, she was the first person in her family to graduate university as a social worker. So I look at her life and how she was determined, how she persevered. And that is me. I grew up with a lot of low self-esteem, lack of confidence, rejection from my dad, all those pain points. And I allowed it to sort of like stifle me. But then there came a point where I thought enough was enough. If I want to pursue my goals and dreams, I have to do more. I have to be more. And first, it starts with you believing in you. And that's where it all started for me. When I started to get the realization that I had to believe in myself, I had to step out of my comfort zone. So years of procrastinating on writing my book, I decided January 2018, I'm going to write my story about my pain points. But it's not a pity party book. It's about how I overcame and how the reader can also overcome. So it's called Open Doors.
Wow.
And it's available on Amazon. And it took me 6 weeks, Leah, to write my story.
Wow, 6 weeks. I've been seeing people say, write a book in 90 days. And, 90 days is 3 months. And you're talking about 6 weeks writing a book.
Yes, 6 weeks. So I encourage people that are listening, if you have a dream, a goal, or a purpose, just like you was talking about before, your vision and your mission, if you have that deep inside of you, allow it to be birthed, because that's why it was released so quickly. It was inside of me, but I didn't have the courage to let it out. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. I believe this book is also going to help others, because as we know, our story is not for us. Our story is to empower others. Our purpose is for others. So I decided to write it, and then I became a bestseller on Amazon, and then I retrained as a coach. And because I seen in my life where I felt stuck and overwhelmed, unsure how to live my purpose, what is my purpose? And then I got help from a coach. Also, my mom supported me along my journey and had a great support network. I then was able to unravel this vision, because you can't see the full picture when you're in the frame. So this is why you need support and guidance along the way. And I was so grateful. And I still have a coach that pulls things out of me. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. So I'm encouraging people on the call, whatever your goal or purpose is, pursue it. I know we only have like 20 odd days until the end of the year, but you still have time to have that vision and write it down and pursue what it is that you want.
Wow. Awesome. We're going to make a short break. And when we come back, we're going to get more details into Tarnya's book, Open Doors. We're going to get to understand, what was that biggest point or biggest obstacle or biggest hurdle that she had to fight to get herself out of the comfort zone. Because, it's always people say, you have to get out of the comfort zone. You have to get out of the comfort zone. But again, at the end of the day, everybody has got, but your comfort zone might not be my comfort zone. How did it feel? How did you cope with that? So we are going to get to know more on how Tarnya did it. And she's going to also give us some techniques, some skills that we can begin to prepare ourselves, because in 2021, we are getting out of the comfort zone. We are not getting out of the comfort zone because the comfort zone left us in March 2020. So we didn't have the time to get out of that comfort zone. The comfort zone decided to leave us and left us naked. So we are going to learn how to enter 2021 and how we can practically get out of the remaining little comfort zone and pity party of ourselves, so that we can be able to, be more purposeful in what we do, purposeful in how we go about our passion, and how we can also monetize our. So stay tuned. We will be back in just 1 minute. Hello, welcome back. This is the show, Who Are You? I am your host, Dr. Leah, and our guest today is Tarnya Coley. She is from the UK, Manchester, UK, and she has already given us a little bit of how she started her journey from being a lecturer to a coach, and she has already spoken to us on, she has touched some points that we would like to emphasize, at least to dive in a little bit more, because we want everybody not to just hear the word get out of your comfort zone, or all that, because the comfort zone left us. There is no more comfort zone. The comfort zone left us. We didn't need to get out of it. It left us automatic in March 2020, when the pandemic really brought us into a lockdown. So we have Joy Ellingham watching from Manchester. We have Violet Omario. She's watching from Bayern, Germany. So she loves the talk. And so, when we begin to know and to understand and to learn that it doesn't matter where we are at today, even in 2021, now we can prepare, put our visions, our missions together, getting yourself prepared so that by 2021 January, you're writing a story for yourself, as Tarnya did in January 2018. She wrote a story. She wrote a book in just 6 weeks. The book is on Amazon. The book is about open doors. That means you have open doors, and only you can break through those open doors. So Tarnya, talk to us a little bit about, how did it feel? How did you come out of this comfort zone, which left us? Yours, at least by then, it was still there, so you had to come out of it. Some of us, it left us. So that's how we can, begin to build ourselves and begin to plan ourselves into 2021, begin to understand how we can put our passion and our purpose and begin to think on how we can raise that.
Thank you. Yes, I love that. Thank you for that question. And hi to Joy from Manchester, and to Violet. Thank you. And for all those that are watching and listening in, thank you so much. This is such an amazing show. So great questions. And I was writing some key nuggets down that you were saying, so make sure that I can answer some of the things. And comfort zone, I tell you what, comfort zone has got a lot to answer for. But the question I ask you is, what are you going to leave behind in 2020? What are you going to leave behind in 2020? And one of them, as Leah said, is that comfort zone. We are so comfortable. We know the routine. We know what's going to expect. Are you growing? Are you being stretched? Are you being challenged to go to another level? When you're in your comfort zone, no. And it's a place where it's too comfortable. You just know what to expect. But this is the year that we are going to step out, and we're going to, like Leah said, jump into 2021 like a boss. And what does a boss do? They are assertive, they are confident, they feel empowered, and they've got the steps. And this is what I did to get out of my comfort zone. Number one, you just got to take action. It's as simple and easy as that. We get in the way. So we've got to get out of our way. Okay. So tell yourself, get out of my way, because 2021 is the year that I am going to have breakthrough. And even these next 2 weeks, you can still have breakthrough. But the thing is, the most important thing is to take action today. That's the most important thing. You got to take action. What is it that you really, really want? It reminds me of the Spice Girls. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Okay. What is it that you really, really want? So have a think about that. Then you need to write it down. That is so important. Write the vision down and make it plain. And that is so important. That's what Habakkuk 2:2 says. Write the vision down, make it plain. So that there is power in writing things down. So be specific on what it is that you want. And then what you need to do is then write a date down as to when you're going to achieve it. So I challenge you on this call today. You've got 2 weeks. What is it that you want to achieve or be well on the way to achieving in 2 weeks' time? Because it's possible. Write it down. Make it plain. Then you need to then write down, what do I need to make this possible? What do I need to make this possible? And then also, when you've written this down, what do you need? It's also looking at your why. Why do I want to achieve it? That's your purpose. Why do I want to achieve it? My why, I want to make a global impact in people's lives. That's my why. Your why should be able to impact other people, not just yourself. You've got to impact other people. And that is key. And that's going to push you. That's going to drive you. That's going to motivate you to move forward. What things have been stopping you up till now that haven't allowed you to achieve what you need to achieve? What are the blockages? You need to write them down. What have you been doing well this year to move you to your goals? So I encourage you to keep on doing just that. If there are some things that have been stopping and blocking you from not achieving, you need to stop them right now. We need to take action. Then you have to have an action plan. What action plan have you got for the rest of this year and for 2021? Because remember, we've got to step out of our comfort zones in order to achieve what we want to achieve. One of my missions was to have 99 people registered for my webinar next week for 5 ways to have a winning mindset. I have 94 people registered. Why? Because I know my vision, my mission, my purpose. I wrote it down. I took the steps. And the last one is to take action today. Not tomorrow, not January the 1st, 2021, not maybe or I'll try or someday. People that are empowered and want to step out of their comfort zone and know who they are, they use particular language. And it's those positive affirmations, I will. So you've got to change your language. Not I will try, I may, someday. Because someday is not a day. Today is the day you're going to take action. And that's really, and what I did as well, Leah, I decided, because you talked about turning your passion and monetizing that. So I like to talk about positive affirmations. So I wrote my second book, which is The Simple Way to Get Motivated. And it's a 365 motivational book available on Amazon. And it's to help people, to inspire them, to motivate them, especially during this time of the pandemic. Because like you said, Leah, the pandemic isn't stopping us from achieving what we want to achieve, because we are carving out our own future to get to where we want to get to. Because this is the time. Yes, over 50 million people have lost their jobs. There's hopelessness. There's suicide on the increase. But there are some people that have decided this is the time for me to carve out my own future. Why? Because it's possible and you can do it. And it's about your mindset and taking action today.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow. I love the way, you've talked about great things. You've talked about having a vision, writing it down and allow it to play, and, because everybody has got a passion. There is nobody who has no passion in this world unless you're dead. And you can't walk on this earth if you're dead. There is no way unless you're a ghost, which is not. It's something. It's another talk of another day. But if you are alive, you have a passion, and you might not be motivated about it because you don't know how to put it out. And you've also said that you need people who can guide you. You need a coach. You need somebody who can help you to pull out those things out of you. You also have a coach. You're a coach. People are, your coach is pulling out those things out of you and showing you that you can do it, because this is somebody who is pushing you up and saying, move on, you can do this, you can make this happen.
Yes.
And I love the book that you said, simple ways to get motivated. Guys, go to Amazon. The book is by Tarnya Coley. You will find it there. Take it, read it, ask yourself, what is it that is not motivating you? You've talked about changing our language, not that maybe, or, saying that I will do it maybe next year, or, you start now. Begin to put it down. Have an action plan. Think of what is it going to achieve? Because it's just not about you. It's supposed to, bring an impact in your sphere of influence, or in your neighborhood. And it's so awesome how you've broken that down, because most of those techniques, I think, are the ones that even impacted you more to write your books, because in your books you're kind of stretching out on how and pulling all that, how you did it step by step, or how somebody can be motivated step by step. Of course, people, you will not be motivated because you woke up today or you wake up tomorrow and you say, yes, I am motivated and I'm 100%. It will not be. But still, you can take that motion, because we are allowed to allow our emotions, to play out, so that we can understand what kind of emotions am I carrying around with me, and why am I carrying those emotions around with me, and what are they, how are they benefiting me, how are they working for me, are they serving me, so that you can begin to, as you said, write it down, the pros and the cons of your emotions, or your procrastination. Why are you procrastinating? And begin to reverse that into present tense, so that you can begin to kind of reset your mind on saying, not I will, but I am, I have done. And you're making your checklist one at a time. So Tarnya, tell us a little bit about of how you work with your clients, and tell us one of your moments where you had a client, and it's of course anonymous, but how it impacted you, knowing that here is somebody has this blockage, and we've worked one bit after another, and now you see a different flower.
Wow, that's powerful. Yes, thank you. I just want to say thank you to Rose, who's watching from Frankfurt. I've been to Frankfurt. So hi, Rose. And
Hi,
Violet
Rose.
and Joy, whoever else is listening in, I want you to put in the comments a number between 1 and 20. And whatever number comes up, you can tell me, Leah, and I'll read it from my book, because this is a 365 motivational book. So give me a number, Joy, Violet, Rose, whoever else is listening, between 1 and 20, and I'll read that out. So can you tell me the question again?
So you've talked to us about your books and how you've put all this down, and so the question was, of course, there is that moment where you've worked with a client, which is of course anonymous, and the thing is that, how did it impact you, knowing that here is somebody who comes and they have, so Rose has said number 16. So
okay, I've noted that. Yeah.
And the person comes in and you see, okay, they feel like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start, I don't know where to end. And then, you begin to work out and pulling out all those blockages and beginning to build those blocks one after another, the puzzle. And then after a while, you see a different flower. Talk to us
Yes.
about this moment for you.
Okay, so I have many different clients, but this particular client, she's from Iowa in America, and she came to me in May and she felt stuck. She was overwhelmed. She gave up on her vision. So if those of you are on this call listening and you've given up on your vision, today is the day of resurrection.
Yes.
You are resurrecting those dead things, those dead dreams. We're bringing it back to life, because sometimes we feel stuck, we're overwhelmed, it's never going to happen, it's taking long, no one believes in me, people laugh at my vision. It's going to happen, it's life. And this is what happened to my client in America. And we had a Zoom and I said, okay, what is it that you want? And she said she wants to write a poetry book. Beautiful. She writes a lot of poems. And also she's a photographer, but she's given up. And she said, you know what? I don't think it's going to be possible. But I knew deep down it was going to be possible, because she wouldn't sign up to my coaching if she didn't want it to make it happen. So I had to think, I said, okay, we're going to come up with a strategy and a plan. Back in May this year. And I said, okay, what is your vision and your purpose? What is it? Why do you want to write these poems? Who do you want to read those poems? So I gave her steps. And that's important when you're going towards your goal. Have some steps. You don't have to have it all figured out and have this big vision and get it done in 2 weeks. Progress is progress. So I gave her small steps. I said, the first task that you need to do is gather all your poems, because I know that you have them everywhere. Like if you're like me, and I have bits of paper everywhere. Gather them all together, Facebook, wherever you post them, and then copy them and put them into Word. And she says, is that it? That's as simple as that. Just do that. I'm going to give you a week. The following week, I said, okay, you put them. How many poems have you got now? Right. How many poems do you want in this book? Right. You need to write some more. I'm giving you 4 weeks. Oh, is that it? Yes. And these are the steps that I gave her. And step by step, she, sometimes she was up, sometimes she was down, because, she was far away from me. So we couldn't really connect that well. We were connected on Zoom, but she's also in the group coaching. So we had people supporting her along the way as well. Then there came a really hard point for her. A good friend of her passed away from COVID. And I said, okay, it's hard. But would your friend want you to give up on your dream? Or would she want you to keep on pursuing it and keep on reflecting on your why? Why am I doing this poetry book? Who is it going to benefit? And she kept on going. Even though it was difficult, even though it was hard, she kept on going. And I am really pleased to say she has completed the book.
Wow.
We are in the process of getting the front cover designed. It's been proofread, it's been edited. And we're trying to get it out before the end of the year. Then when we had a Zoom a couple of weeks ago, the beaming smile on her face, she said, Tarnya, I cannot believe that I have achieved this. And I can, because all you needed was that little coaching, that accountability, that structure, those steps, that encouragement, that empowerment. It was inside of you. And all I did was gently revive what was already there. And I said, you need now to celebrate your win. Congratulate yourself, because you've done it. So I'm super excited. And this is what I do with all my clients. Give them steps, help them get motivated, even in challenging and difficult times like this. My clients now, my children's book is coming out this year. I helped to coach her through that. One of my clients is launching her business January the 1st. Absolutely amazing testimonies of clients who have gone through hard times, unsure how to get unstuck, feeling overwhelmed, want to pursue their vision. They joined my coaching. Now they are changed, they're transformed, they're living a life of purpose, on purpose, and pursuing what it is that they really, really want.
Wow. Congratulations on that. Awesome. I was just feeling like I'm just getting the goose pimple, because it's awesome, because, people sometimes think that it's a huge thing that I have my vision and I have to have everything in place, but we don't have to you need to start. And you need to start with whatever you have. And then you can continue to build on that, because the starting point is always the thing. Start it, move it forward. Like, you said you were giving her steps. She wrote down the poem. She didn't even realize that actually she was writing her poem book already. She just thought she was just pulling them out there and putting them on a Word document, and that's it. And she was just waiting to see, okay, then there will be something to do this way, and then we start to. But then by the time she was realizing, she was finishing her poem book, which is beautiful. It is awesome, a good feeling. And, before the end of the year, she can say, I broke it and I made it. And now I can begin to do the next poem books and the next poem books and begin to go out there. So thank you so much for sharing with us that moment, because we felt it with you. So 16 is on the line.
Okay. Are you ready, Rose? I'm reading out 16. Okay. Violet said, this is awesome. I'm loving this. Thank you to all.
Yes.
Right. 16 says amazing. Tell yourself each morning, I am amazing, and tell somebody else that they are also amazing. So I want you to put in the comments, I am amazing, because you are.
Yes. Yes, Rose. So put it in the comment and say how you are amazing, because that is who you are. So for me, I would say 8, number 8. So
number 8, drum roll. Okay, appearance. So 8 is appearance. Be ready for every occasion, even when you don't feel like it.
And you know what? It's like it's just spoken to me right on that point exactly, because I have 2 kids, and they're in that moment where you're like, they just surprise you.
Yes.
They surprise you with a lot of things, and I'm like, okay, so I have only one head and I need to juggle all this, and they just come in and they've been surprising me with so many things. And just be prepared for everything. It's awesome, because now I know that I need to be prepared, because they can surprise me anytime, but it's how I receive that, how I take it. And if I allow it to downplay me instead of appreciating it, then I will be lost in between of parenting.
Yes. I have 2 children as well, 14 and 18. I tell you what, I get some surprises.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, Tarnya, tell us, what is your legacy?
Wow, that's a very, very great question. Rose says she's amazing, and she said you both are amazing too. Thank you, Rose.
You so
are
much,
amazing.
Rose.
Legacy, that's a powerful thing. My mother-in-law, when she was here, she used to foster. She was married and she used to foster. She's got 3 children of her own, and she has 5 grandchildren. And she fostered for over 25 years. And I just thought, wow, she's one of those ladies that always had her doors open. People used to always come in. Nothing was a problem. Nothing was an issue. She used to just give of her time, her finances. Even if it was her last penny, she would give. She'd bring in the homeless. Even on Christmas Day, she was so giving, so generous. And suddenly, about 7 years ago, she passed away. Very young, only 57. And when she went to work, she always used to say to us that she doesn't have any friends. And I was like, I just couldn't get my head around this. I don't have any friends. And we're thinking, your house is always full of people. Literally, her door used to be just open. People come in, people come out. Claudette, can I have this? Claudette, can I have that? Yes, take it. That's fine. And her husband used to be like, what? What are you doing now? Just give all the time. But when her funeral came, it was standing room only. There was people outside. There was people in the overflow. All her foster children from 25 years came. People from America, Canada, Australia. And I just thought to myself, if she could only see the legacy that she's left behind of her giving, her generosity, and the people that have traveled far and wide to be with her. This is in Manchester. And that's the legacy I want to leave, that I want to be able to give of what I have, which is making a greater impact with my story and my message and helping people get unstuck and fine tune their vision and be unstoppable in pursuing their goals. If I can do that, and not just for, not for me, for my children, my children's children, and globally, I will be a satisfied woman. That is the legacy I want to leave behind.
Wonderful, powerful legacy. Powerful legacy is all I can say, because I mean, just knowing and you know, it's just powerful. I cannot even describe it, because I feel like, you know, goose pimples are just running down, because, you know, and it's that thing, you know, when we think that friendship has to be visible. And it is not about the visibility of an individual. It is the impact of an individual.
Yes.
It is the impact. That is the friendship. Who are you impacting?
Yeah, powerful.
They might not be coming back to tell you thank you or to recognize you. But still, what you do, how you do it is important. Because if it is good for you, it is satisfactory to you, it is something that you'd want, you know, to receive, then you have to put it out there.
Yeah.
And when you put it out there, you will see, she may not have seen, you know, the multitude of people who appreciated her. But probably it was because it was not for her to see, but for you people to see, because you were always awestruck. Why? How can you do something like that? You know, and it was like a lesson to show that, you know, it is how you impact the people. What you impact them with is what is important in life. And so thank you very much, Tarnya, for sharing with us your journey, sharing with us your books. So if you are watching live, or you know, you will be watching a replay, just comment on the comment space and tell us where you're watching from. Tell us how you felt about the show. Go to Amazon and get Tarnya Coley's books. One book is about how to motivate yourself. You can change your direction. You can change your destiny in the next few remaining days. Remember, comfort left us. We did not even leave it. It left us by mistake, not by mistake, unknown or known. It left us in March 2020. And it will not be there anymore, because it has changed our lives into a different direction. We're doing things differently. We have to begin to think differently. The question is, are you taking it positively and beginning to build on it? You can change that. You can take one step at a time. Small steps, make them visible to yourself. Analyze how impactful is it. Ask yourself, are you happy with what the steps you're making, or you need to add something? Do you need guidance? Do you need somebody to lift you up? Do you need somebody to pull out something, a blockage? What are they that are what is blocking you from achieving what you want to achieve? Begin to write it down. Tarnya has said, write down your vision, allow it to play for you. So thank you very much, Tarnya. Tell us how people can get in touch with you if they want to get to know you more, to talk to you, and to, you know, kind of know how they can work with you.
Okay, thank you. Rose said, thank you, Tarnya. She's going to start writing it down.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. And then you're going to start taking action today as well. Brilliant.
Yes.
So
and she will remember this show.
Good. Fantastic. And I hope it's for the positive things. So how you can reach me next week, Wednesday, the 16th, I have a free webinar. I have 4 spaces left. 94 people have registered. It's about 5 ways to have a winning mindset. And it's very key for what we're talking about today. If you want to step into 2021 like a boss, register for this free webinar next week, Wednesday, and it's 6 p.m. GMT. And then you can also reach me by email, Tarnya at ibelieveican.co.uk. You can go to my website, ibelieveIcan.co.uk. All my services and my products are there. How you can be coached by me. My books and products and services are there available for you to see. And also on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can just look me up by Tarnya Coley. Say hi, add me as a friend. I'd love for you to reach out where we can have a great conversation.
Awesome, awesome, beautiful. So people, go and register in Tanya's website, I believe ican.co.uk. Contact her on Facebook. She's Tarnya Cole on Facebook, on Instagram. Get to know the details about the webinar next week on Wednesday the 16th. It will be at 16 p.m. Tanya, it will be at 16 p.m.
It's at
That's 4
it's
p.m.
at
UK time.
6 o'clock
It will be
UK
6
time.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Right. 6 o'clock UK time. It will be 7 o'clock Berlin time, and wherever you will be watching from or wherever you will be, you can convert those two time zones into your time zone and get to know how you can motivate yourself, how you can move into, the mindset of a winning person. Get to understand the mindset of a winning person with Tarnya Cole next week on Wednesday. Go to Amazon, get her books. Motivate yourself. Go to my website, get my books. There is a book about who are you. A second edition is coming up very soon, and it will be having a manual where you can always also be, writing your daily activities, ensuring that you're trying to get to understand who are you, writing it down, reading it aloud to yourself, looking in the mirror and reflecting yourself, saying that is who you are. Begin to loving yourself. So we will be learning all that, and next a lot of things will be coming. Some online trainings will be there, and we'll also be doing a day of just training on the show. Who are you? Just to train ourselves step by step, one day at a time, on how do we begin to build ourselves? How do we monetize whatever we are, whatever we have? What are other online businesses that we can begin to invest in? And so watch this space. A lot of things are coming. We are digging down, because 2021, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter where you will be starting from, because it's going to be a great year. 2020 was great with the comfort leaving us. With the pandemic, it has taught us to have the right mindset towards life. It has taught us to be tough. It has taught us to understand that change can come in any way, in any shoe size, in any form of color. Change can come. The question is, are you always ready for change? How flexible are you? So thank you very much. Until next week, we are going to Africa. Next week, we are going to have a motivational talk with 3 ladies from Africa. We are going to talk about how women are being empowered. We are going to have women who have been empowered by a foundation called FLAB Foundation. And we are going to learn about how we can begin to motivate other women, how we can begin to build on our passions and build on, our community, empowering each other, because the motto is empower, empower, empower. Because as Tanya has told us, our purpose is for others to build and to be able to empower. So thank you very much. Until next week, same place, same host, different guest. Thank you so much, Tanya. And stay tuned. Watch this space. Don't miss out on any of the shows that are coming up. Remember, sanitize. Put on your mask. Make sure you keep distance. We don't want to lose anybody. We've lost more than enough people. So we need safety. Keep your family safe. Enjoy the season. Don't allow anything to take that moment of the season. Just enjoy it. And this is the time where we are reflecting, because it is just you alone there. Reflect on who are you. Reflect on what are you doing? What are you carrying to 2021? So until next week, I say goodbye from my side, And our guest, Tarnya.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. So bye-bye.